Hi everybody, welcome to Designing Gals. I am Doreen from Door Designs and I am officially kicking off Christmas. I'm winding down the fall. I think I've only got one or two more fall designs to do and I'm basically gonna shut it down for fall like I said, and we're gonna do Christmas. So today we're gonna start a Christmas wreath. We're gonna be using a flocked wreath, and for our main focal point, we're gonna be using this little Santa guy. He came from Ben Franklin, but you can find different Santa Clauses really at Hobby Lobby, Michael's. I just happened to be at Ben Franklin, which is a store I really like to shop at, just for different and kind of unique things. And this little guy's about 13 inches tall, and he'll do great for outside because he's kind of got a plasticky part to him. So we're going to use this as our main feature in the wreath. The wreath base I'm going to be using, I get these at Walmart. They are a nice flocked wreath. What I like about them is a lot of people struggle with getting their wreaths nice and full. When you're designing with wreaths like this, that part of it's done because these are so nice and full. When you buy them, I buy mine by the cases, but if you're buying them in the store, a lot of times they're kind of smushed down because they're packed in so tight. Don't worry, because it's going to fill out really pretty, and they have nice long needles and stuff on it. So we're going to fill this out, or we're going to fluff this out, and then I'm going to be adding some different other picks in it because I don't want it just to be this. I want to add some other textures to it. So I've got this greenery, I've got this one that's more white with the red berries. I've got some little ones that are kind of icy because I want this to kind of be like a winter design. So those are probably the three picks I'm going to use. I got all three of these picks at Sims Pottery. To shop there, you have to have a tax ID number. If you don't have a tax ID number, just check like Hobby Lobby and Michael's and places like that, because they're all going to have different picks. Then I'm also going to add in some snowflakes, and these actually came from Hobby Lobby, and I love them. They're nice, they're a perfect size, and they really add just some little glistening to your designs, whether it's a wreath, whether it's a candlestick, whether it's a centerpiece. These are my go-to snowflakes when I'm designing. For the ribbon, we're gonna stick with the red and black, and I've got these three picked out. I also have this D. Stevens 4-inch one that I think I'm going to also put in there. And what I like about the D. Stevens one that I got, it's like flannel. It's very soft, and it's got two-sided, so it kind of brings in the black, white, and red on both sides when we're going to make our loops. And then the top ribbon I'm going to end with is going to be this 1.5 inch black and white, and it's got the same texture. It's a nice, soft, kind of like a little flannel-like feel to it. So that's going to be the design we're going to do today. So let's get started. I'm going to fluff the wreath first, and then I'll probably attach my Santa, because what I'm thinking of doing is putting a bow up at about 11 o'clock and a bow down here about 4 o'clock. So we'll have them kind of offset each other with our Santa Claus in the middle, and then we're just going to fill it out. If you're new kind of designing, this is a fun wreath to kind of start with, because all you have to do is add in the elements that you want. You don't have to worry about doing all of this. Your dimensions done, your fullness is done. So all we're going to do is just kind of play with it and kind of add some more stuff. So let's get started, and I'm going to go ahead and start fluffing it out. So all I'm going to do is I just pull the evergreen out different directions, different ways. Whew. And I will say, do it in a place that you don't care is going to get messy. This was the wrong shirt to wear because the flocking is going to come off as you're playing and tugging and pulling with it. But I think the flocking is just a beautiful look. I have people ask me if these are okay to put on your front door. Absolutely. Okay, so the base of this wreath is about 16 inches, but by the time you get done and fluffing it, it should be about 22, I think. Yeah, 22 inches. So it's a nice size wreath. And like I said, this just came from Walmart, but you have to check often at Walmart because they sell out very, very quickly. Okay, so I'm going to attach our Santa Claus. So what I'm going to do at the top of it, I am just going to take 2 pieces of my evergreen, and I'm gonna wrap it around probably the top part of the hat. And then the bottom part, I just took my ice pick, I picked a hole, and I'm gonna use a clear white pipe cleaner. So when I put it down, you won't even see it. So let's go ahead and get Santa. I'm not gonna lay Santa just on top. I want Santa to fit down in the design because I want him to become part of it. So we're gonna kind of spread this open and we're gonna kind of put Santa down in there. Okay, and then I'm gonna take my pipe cleaner and I'm just gonna take my pipe cleaner around the top rim of my wreath and I'm gonna zip tie it down. And I'm not going to zip tie it really tight because if I do, then Santa Claus is going to fall too far back in and get lost. So let's kind of pull him up a little bit. And that's how it looks. Cute as can be. And see how simple that was to attach something to be a main feature in your wreath. And we can kind of fluff up his beard a little bit. I'm going to kind of unstick those a little bit. I don't want it flat. Okay, next I think I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and add my bows because I'm going to add all my picks around them. So there's no use to putting picks all in through here if it's going to be covered up with a bow. It just kind of helps save on your product. Okay, I'm just kind of thinking to myself how I want to do my bow here. And this flannel ribbon isn't wired real heavy, so I'm not going to make my loops. Typically, I'd make them about 7 inches on a design like this, but I think I'm going to keep it about 6. So all I'm going to do is leave a little tail. I measured out 12 inches, and then I pulled it to the back, and I scrunched it, filling it out. Then I'm going to twist it so the same side's facing me at all times. I'm going to bring this down. I'll measure it out just to bring this down about 12 inches, and I'm just going to pull it right back up, and then I'm going to scrunch it. So right now you have just kind of like a bow tie, and that's all I'm going to do on this big ribbon. We'll cut that off. I just kind of want to check it. Okay. Now this isn't going to hang down in front of Santa Claus, but I just kind of wanted to see, and that's about the perfect size. Okay, next I'm going to take the ribbon that's the black and white, and this has got little flecks in it that looks like snow. And yes, the plaid, I'm going to put a plaid on top of a plaid. The colors all go together. Some people are afraid to put plaid on plaid, but absolutely it works perfect. We're just going to layer it on top. I'm going to do the exact same thing. Go out about 12 inches. I'm going to use this loop to measure it. I'm going to pinch it, grab it, twist it, and do the exact same thing. We're going to cut that one off. Now I'm going to add a little bit of snowflake, and see, I'm putting another plaid, but all the plaids are the same color, so they all kind of blend together, but yet they still kind of stand out on their own, because you got to have some snowflakes in here with Santa. Same thing, we're just going to kind of let the tail hang down. I'm going to grab it, go out about, whoops, I'm going to put this down here. Go out about my 12 inches. Bring it back. Whoops, kind of went off the screen there. I'm sorry. 12 inches, bring it back, pinch it. There's your loop. going to be doing the exact same thing, bringing it out, making my loop, bringing it up, and pinching it. So right now, this bow has got 3 loops. And see how all the different reds have different plaids, but it still looks really festive and pretty together? Okay, now to break up the 3, that's where this ribbon's gonna come in. So this ribbon's gonna come in and kind of break up the red on red on red. And I was really pretty lucky with these reds because they all pretty much match the same colors, because red's kind of a difficult color sometimes to mix. Okay, same thing we're gonna do. We're gonna bring this in front. My 2 fingers are holding it all. I'm gonna lay this right there on top, bring my loop down, and we're gonna do the exact same thing. Make a loop, pull it in, twist it, make a loop, pull it in, twist it. And I think I'm gonna do 4 of the black and white. You don't have to hold the ribbon tight. My fingers are very loose because if you hold it too tight, that's when you're going to get your fingers to kind of cramp. So you just want to hold it nice and loose. Let's get our zip ties. And I'm just going to zip tie. You could use your pipe cleaner, Chanel stick, wire. I just like zip ties. To me, they're easier for me to use. And then I'm going to put one in behind it. Make sure it's going the right way. And that's what's going to attach it to my wreath. And then I'm just going to cut the back off. And I'm just going to kind of flip it to see how I like it. Okay, we're going to attach the bow. Oops. I'm going to take this down. It's just easier for me. I can see it. Okay, see how nice and full this bow is? Now we're going to trim down the tails and stuff, but it really just kind of softens the whole look to it. So let's kind of play with this just a little bit, and then we're going to start adding some of our greenery. I'm going to kind of just fold this down, and I'm going to bring the opposite pattern on this 4-inch so you can see a little bit of the black and white in it. And then we'll trim all these tails, but I just kind of want to see what it's. Okay, so the bow's attached, nice and full, Christmassy. Let's add some greenery. And instead of a big bow here, I think I'm just going to do some tails, but we'll see how it looks when we get some greenery going. So the first greenery I'm going to add is this lighter green one. I'm going to call it greenery because if I say the wrong evergreen, people will tell me I'm using the wrong name. Okay, I got to get my stem cutter. Okay, all I'm going to do now is start taking these pieces, sticking it in my hot glue, and we're going to start adding some in. There's no right or wrong on where to add it. You just keep adding it till you get the fullness that you want. Just going to cut a few of these apart. So for each stem of this long green one, I'm probably going to get 3 to 4 pieces to use in my design. These are like steel. So you can kind of see how it already starts to change the look of the design by having some different greenery in the flocking. And it'll really start to pop when we add the greenery with some berries in it. But in this wreath, you don't have to have a centerpiece. You can just do ribbons, pine cones, berries, whatever you want for your Christmas. And these are messy to work with. So all I'm doing is just kind of going around and putting them in kind of at different directions, different angles. My glue's Gorilla Glue Sticks, just an electric skillet I got at Walmart. I keep the heat about 325, the temperature. Okay, on this design too, I get a lot of questions about why I keep adding. It's just my preference. But typically when I'm trying to show you guys on how I do it, I'll always tell you that you can really stop at any time. Like right now, if you wanted to, you could stop with this design. You would have a very cute festive, I got a piece hanging, festive design. So it's only what your preference is. I think I'm going to cut this long piece off right there if I can. Okay, the next one I'm going to add this one that's got some red berries because I want to bring in some red. And you can find stems like this everywhere. Like I said, these came from Sims Pottery, but you do have to have a wholesale or a tax exempt certificate, ID. I'm cutting all these stems in twos. See the difference it makes by putting in the berries? Also, a little cardinal would be really pretty in this design. I can see where I put my cardinals. That's the one thing about changing from season to season. Everything gets kind of messy till you can get everything put away. That last one was too much in a straight line. I don't like it in a straight line. One more, and I think that should be enough for the red berries. And then I'm going to put this one up, probably up in here. Okay, here's a closer look when you've added the berries. See how much it makes the ribbon pop, the Santa Claus. See how nice and full it is? So right now, all I've used is the 4 ribbons, 2 different types of picks so far. And then I think I'm gonna add a few of these just because I wanna have a little bit, kind of some more icy look to it. If I can get these apart. And we're just gonna kind of spread these out a little bit. And like I said, these also came from Sims Pottery, but you can get small greenery anywhere. While I'm adding these, I'm going to be doing 12 Days of Christmas. I'm going to probably be doing it starting the second week of November. I'm going to design 6 designs. Then I'm going to ask all of you, if you have something you want me to design, just send me a note, leave it in the comments, because then I'm going to pick 6 designs that my followers have asked and do a design for that. The 6 designs I'm going to do are not all wreaths. I'm going to be doing some different things I'm kind of excited about. I'm still gathering some of my products. So I'll kind of announce that closer to when it gets there. So feel free to challenge me on some kind of design that you're looking for Christmas, or you would just like to see. Okay, now that really, and you may not be able to tell on the video, but that really makes that glistening and that wintry outdoors kind of pop, that last one. Okay, I'm going to see about maybe adding a few tails coming down. And I think I'm going to do the tails not in the 4-inch on the tails. And then we're going to add a few snowflakes. All I'm doing is just cutting some ribbon here. I'm not doing anything unique. I'm just making some tails. You cannot believe the amount of glitter that's on my table just from one design. Okay, all I'm going to do is I just cut some pieces and I pinched it. I'm just going to take a piece of my evergreen and I'm just going to wrap it around my tails. Kind of move that back in there. And I'm going to kind of put them at a little bit of an angle, not straight down. So this is probably about 5 o'clock on the clock if you just kind of keep your wreath. So my bow's at about 11 and then I want my tails to be about 5. Since I'm going to curl these, I'm not going to dovetail them. I'm just going to cut them at an angle. And then we're going to curl it up and make some curly cues. Just to kind of give it a little bit more of a whimsical look. I don't know, I may not need my snowflakes on this design, but I'm going to try. Oh yeah, we got to have a few snowflakes. Santa's got to have some snow. Oops, I want this to come in front. Okay, I'm going to put the snowflakes kind of down in the design because I don't want them sticking way out far. I've already got glitter all over me, I can tell. Going to hold it just for a minute. You want to make sure that skinny stem on the snowflake attaches to one of the evergreens. Remember, Hobby Lobby, and get them early. One, two, three. I can't have it even, so we got to add one more snowflake. And I think I'm going to put it right up here at the top. I've got too much green right there. I'm adding just a couple of berries. Okay, I'm gonna scoot you back just a little bit. I think this one's done. Okay, here is my first Christmas wreath. And see how nice and full it is? So I will be adding several items to my shop. My shop online, it's my online shop, is basically empty. Thanks to all of you, you have purchased about everything I had in the shop, but it was mainly fall, so I will fill it up as quick as I can with holiday items as far as designs, wreath kits. I actually started doing my own signs, so if you go to my shopdoordesigns.com and click on the signs, sorry, I'm getting pins. Click on the signs. There'll be a drop down and just click on Christmas. And I think I've got about 15 or so added so far. I'm trying to add some new ones every day. And like I said, I am going to be doing the 12 Days of Christmas. So if you want me to design something that you're looking for, just put a note in the comment and I'll let that go for a while. And then once I decide on the 6 things I'm doing, I already know 4 of them I'm going to be doing. I am going to be doing a wreath. I'll do a swag, but the others, I don't really want to do wreaths the entire time. I kind of want to do some different designs for you guys. Just send me a note and I'll kind of keep everybody updated. I also have a new Pinterest page. Go out and look for Door Designs, and I'll put the link in my video when I get it done. I'm pretty excited about that, to have that up and running. So a lot of good things happening in my business. Looking to expand in 2022, and I'll get some, I'll send you some idea or some clues of what I'm going to be doing. So I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. Get in the Christmas mode, because Christmas is going to be coming big with lots of big designs and things like that. Working on custom orders now. If there's a custom order you want, please get in contact with me sooner than later, because I'll be shutting down custom orders pretty soon, just because I can't, there's only so many hours in a day that I can get all that done. So anyway, have a great Thursday. Enjoy the rest of your weekend. If you haven't checked us out on Designing Gals Market, please do so. It's a free group. It's a group where Katie, Melissa, and myself and Lori put different designs out, different kits. And then we have the Designing Gals community, and that's where if you design, you can put your designs out there to help promote your store, your shop. Or if you just want to do it for fun and you want people's opinions or what can you change, that's what that group is for. If you haven't checked out my other 3 designer gals, check out Melissa at Burlap Boutique, Lori at Hardworking Mom, and Katie at Crazy Maisie Creations. Once again, have a great weekend, and I'll see you next week. Take care. Bye-bye.